Never thought I'd say this before. Thank God for Motherwell.
But it all was bullshit. It was a goddamn joke.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video I've got the great and honourable pleasure of discussing Rangers versus Aberdeen again. That's right, I just watched it, now I need to relive it. And yeah, I've got nothing else to say apart from let's just jump right into it, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 1. Now that was the final score. Something I did not expect going into the game when you looked at the way that Rangers has performed. The Ibrox, 28 points from 30, 32 goals scored, 5 conceded. It was all pointing towards Rangers. I mean, I don't even know where else to go in this video because if you watch my semi-final between Rangers and Aberdeen, it's exactly the same. Just everything I said about that, Rangers being poor on the ball, pedestrian, yet Aberdeen showing us up defensively, looking structurally 10 times better. McKenna once again bossing it. It's the exact same fan recap. There's nothing else I can say. We've not learned. There's nothing new. I went into this game thinking Alfredo Morelos was going to be the difference maker because you look at our last two previous games with Aberdeen, the 1-1 draw and obviously the loss in the semi-final. We've never had a striker up front, and by that I mean we've had a striker up front for 12 minutes. That was Alfredo Morelos in the first game. Kazuma Sadiq, he's worse than what we just performed, and that's saying something. But I've got to sit here and tell you it was the Morelos of old, missing a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity from about 3 yards out where he just ballooned it over the bar, and as soon as he'd done that, you just knew. Like, your heart sank because you went, right, he's raging now, he's already done a yellow card, let's just skip to when he gets sent off. 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever it was after that goal scoring opportunity, ends up elbowing Shinnie in the face. I know Shinnie takes a step and then sort of like that, right, I get that, it goes down like he's just been quick-scoped on Modern Warfare 2, completely understand that and people's frustration with that dive, but I can't defend Morelos, I can't blame the referee and say, oh, the referee's been sold a dullion here, he's made a clear mistake. Morelos has given the referee a chance by throwing his elbow in after Shinnie's already took the ball from him. He doesn't need to do it. It was just needless and it hurt us because it was 11 versus 10. I know we weren't necessarily playing great, but you just look at the Morelos chance, we were creating the odd chance now and again and the pressure was slowly building. Morelos does something stupid, gets sent off, that's it. Bang. And please don't mistake this for me saying, oh, we only lost the game because Morelos got sent off. No, 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 no. It was the other empty jerseys that made sure we lost this game of football. Right, let's just break down the game of football then. Aberdeen bet us once again with another smash and grab opportunity. Guess what? They scored from another set piece. That's right, the first one of the game. No, I'm not kidding. That hang gone into the game saying we need to defend for set pieces. Aberdeen are dangerous from set pieces. That is what they're best at. Their first one. McGinn floats one in. The defenders, I didn't even ken how they messed that up. They didn't get off the ground. McKenna's there. It's a wee bit of confuffle. Ends up buried in the back of the net as previously mentioned. He had a good game and he took that goal well. But you just look at the Rangers defending the very first set piece. How is the ball just dropping to Scott McKenna? Why is no one there? Why are we not getting up and clearing that? Because it wasn't the greatest ball that was whipped in by Neil McGinn. If you go and look at it, it's just kind of floated there. Maybe even McGregor could have maybe came out and claimed it. But I'm looking at my centre-halves. Gareth McCauley with all that experience. Connor Goldson, who's been playing tremendously well this season. They've got to get there and clear that away, in my personal opinion. And that's it for Aberdeen. That's all they've done. They've done their jobs. They defended, they came in, they scored. That was it. They didn't have to do anything more than that. They never had another shot in the entire second half. And no, I'm no kidding. They had 2 shots overall in the entire match. One of them was a goal on our side of things. We had about 11, 12 shots, 4 on target. No goals. It was an infuriating performance, lads. 64% of the ball. We had all the ball left to right. Sideways pass, sideways pass, sideways pass. Barely created anything. The only other goal scoring opportunities that we actually created was one from Glenn Middleton where he had a shot, very well saved by the Aberdeen goalkeeper. One of them where Tavernier whipped the ball in. I believe Koulibaly should score a header in the first half. I think he should be doing a lot better. Ends up ballooning it over the bar. The other chance that I can think of, I can genuinely think of every chance in the game because there was very little of them. The next one, Alfredo Morelos from a corner, front post, peels away nicely, ends up hitting the side netting. That was it for the first half. Now before we break down the second half, we need to jump over to the Aberdeen side of things because in the first half of football, they got a sending off themselves with one of their players, their striker, getting 2 yellow cards. Yeah, this referee was absolute dog meat, just trigger happy with yellow cards. There you go, there you go, there you go. 36. That's what he blew for in 90 minutes. A lot like the Alfredo Morelos one, I don't think Aberdeen fans will argue too much. The first one was a clear yellow card, and the second one, he's shown his studs up, comes, crunches Connor Goldson. You can always tell when a player knows that he's done something wrong. When Cosgrove landed on the ground and started rolling about pretending he was hurt, he knew he was in trouble for that. So for me, I'm not going to go too much in depth for this one, just like Alfredo Morelos. I think it was worth the second yellow card, and to be honest with you, they'd never looked like they were a 10-men doing the entire game. They just sat back and defended anyway. It barely made a difference to the way they played. In fact, it probably helped them, because they never had anything to push forward to or aim it. So now you're coming into the second half and you think to yourself, right, Rangers versus 10 men of Aberdeen at home, the Ibrox Fortress, we've done this and this and this, we're going to come out and attack. Gerrard will sort the laziness, the boring sideways passing of the first half and get them gone, because we're top of the league. That is what we were. And to be fair to Steven Gerrard, you can't blame him and say, oh, he made his substitutions too late. No, he'd done everything he needed to do. He took Flanagan off, put Middleton at sort of left wing back, he changed to a free at the back formation so he could push everyone up front. For the majority of the game, we had 9 men in and around their box. 9! We couldn't create nothing. That's down to the players. I don't think we should be blaming Steven Gerrard for this one. I think we've got to give some responsibility to these players to step up and play for the badge. Where is the forward runs? Where is the guy that's going to pick the ball up in the midfield, try and make something happen? If it isn't Tavernier running, if it's no Candace running, who's doing anything? That leads me to the first couple of players I'm going to talk about very, very briefly, because I didn't want to go too much into it, because I could be here all day. Ajayi was an empty jersey. I think that's the best way to say it. Mr. Sideways Pass. That's what he done. In a game where we needed to go forward, as previously just mentioned, he just didn't seem to understand that. It just never clicked for him. How many times did he get the ball, turn round and pass it back? Ryan Jack was in their box more than Ajayi. Ryan Jack got more touches in their box. He's our holding midfield player. And it wasn't even just the holding midfield player. He was sometimes dropping into defence to make a free at the back. Yet he was still in the box more than Ajayi. This guy's for Liverpool. He's got all this reputation. We're playing him in all of these games. He's got the talent. He's certainly got something about him. Where is it when we need it? He shriveled up and he died out there. And if it wasn't bad enough having Ajayi sitting there doing nothing, we had Lasana Koulibaly doing nothing as well. And you're just thinking to yourself, we are so packed in midfield, we've got so many players, this is how they're performing in a must-win game, in my personal opinion. That is what they're showing. I'd drop them both for next week. And if I'm being 100% honest with you, even Ryan Jack disappointed me. I mean, he's my favourite player at Rangers. There was a couple of opportunities there. I was like, right, Ryan, go. Just go for it now. Run. And he just never done it. He looked to pass to Tav, or he looked to pass out to the left to Middleton. Really, really disappointed with Jack. But I think he's the best out the three, in my personal opinion, because at least he had a shot. You know what I mean? He almost scored if it wasn't for a very good save for Hingett. And like I said, at least he got in the box a couple of times. That is the level of midfield, that getting in the box a couple of times and having one shot makes you the best of the three midfield players. That is how bad the three of them played. I think going forward, I think if you play Ryan Jack, you don't play Ajayi and Koulibaly. You've got to play someone else there. You need to play more expressive, creative players. You can't play Ajayi and Ryan Jack together. I think they just cancel each other out completely. Jack and Koulibaly looked like they had a good partnership early on in the season, but that seems to have fizzled away since Koulibaly's just seemed to have lost his legs and just isn't kind of to play football anymore. So I don't know how he's going to fix this midfield, but the three of them really disappointed me tonight. That was a game where we needed to control the midfield, and we just didn't do it. But a little transition from the midfield, round about the 50th minute, Gerrard makes another substitution because it just still isn't working. We just looked lost, and we just looked like we never knew what we're actually doing. He takes Koulibaly off 50 minutes too late and brings on Grezda, and I thought that's a great substitution. Grezda, once again, every time he got in the ball, at least he was trying to make things happen. And also I forgot to mention, sorry, Kyle Lafferty was brought on at half time as well. So by about 52 minutes, Gerrard had made 3 substitutions. He done everything he needed today. He put the forward players on and just says, go out there and get the points. Kyle Lafferty had a couple of good shots that was saved well by the goalkeeper. You can what you're going to get with Kyle, a lot of physicality as well. Got stuck in, tried to bring others into play. The Morelos chance that we're about to speak about just now, you can see him, he's holding off the defender well, and he ends up ducking slightly out the way. The ball drops right to Alfredo Morelos from, guess who? A Tavernier set piece. Right to Morelos, he's 2-3 yards out, straight at the goalkeeper, balloons it air the bar. That was the chance of the game. And I've already explained what happened a couple of minutes after that. Now, we're jumping right to near the end of the game of football, right? Because Rangers were still in the ascendancy. Even when we went down to 10 men, hell, we're used to it. At least we were still getting forward, we were pushing constantly, trying to make it happen. And right at the very end, we had a couple of set-piece opportunities. One where Connor Goldson kind of scoops and misses the header. That was a big chance. I think Connor Goldson will look back and regret that. And I believe the one right in the 93rd minute, with, I think it was Gareth McCauley that tried to header it, but headed it straight at the goalkeeper. And just to sum it all up, we looked like we had a little counter opportunity. Kyle Lafferty brings the ball down beautifully, takes a wee touch, passes it to Ryan Jack. Once again, he's the fullest one forward. Where's the Jaya? Where's the playmaker? Who knows? Ryan Jack takes a touch inside the box, about to smash it, and who's there? Scott McKenna. That sums up the entire game of football. I didn't want to relive any more moments, so I apologise if I'm missing some. It was a very, very, very poor performance from the Glasgow Rangers, not up to the standard that we've seen this season. It looked poor, it just looked sideways passing, there was no intensity, it just didn't look like a Steven Gerrard's Rangers side, and that is the biggest compliment I can give, but also the biggest negative overall in my personal opinion. It's a game I certainly want to forget instantly. It's a game that makes me miss the international break, but now it is time for the people's opinion on Twitter. Let's see what the people's had to say. Mark Menzies jumps right in, worst game yet. Suzanne says we need creative players, players that are going to push upfield when we're behind, level or even ahead, not players that go round in circles 3 or 4 times then pass backwards or sideways. I know exactly who you're talking about, Suzanne. Enough said. RB Lovesick says brutal. Haggis Game says no fight in the team, looked tired and clueless all game. Andrew Wilson says I honestly don't know who I'm more pissed off at, most of the team or that useless wank stain in yellow. Honestly, what was he watching? My throat is gone. Yeah, the referee was dog shit. Like I said, he gave 36 fouls away and it was just all the time for Ali, especially in the Aberdeen semi-finals. A lot of hangy challenges, but I can't argue with the red card. And at the same time, we had 9 people in and around their box all the time. Sideways, boring passing, so I'm not going to blame the referee for this one. I think the players got to step up and take responsibility and actually just man up and do the job. Let's see what else people's got to say. Gary Stevens says Ajayi should be nowhere near a Rangers top. Kid is nothing but cheeks. Same goes for Flanagan. Halliday never deserved to be dropped. And the last 2 or 3 we'll read out in today's video, because honestly this is starting to just kill every little bit of soul that I have left. Max Gregg says Ovi Ajayi thinks he's Ronaldinho. Max Skillen says terrible. Every time we were going backwards, no urgency about our play either. Badly missed Kent and Arfield. And the last one we'll read out comes from Bang Bang. Comes from Greg McMillan. Says just proves Gerrard's point of us needing a proper number 10. There was no one makes runs for us or showing urgency or creative enough tonight. Arfield is arguably a number 10, but we need more depth in that area and some quality. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is the fan recap. You've heard mine and the people's opinion. Hopefully you've got involved. If you'd like to support the channel directly, the link for that will be in the description below. And yeah, I'm done for the day. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.